Dear spectators of the human tragedy. Silence, a cloak heavy with unspoken truths, draped around my shoulders like a second skin. To the world, I am a ghost, drifting through their laughter and chatter, the invisible man in the room. They mock my quietude, their voices slicing through the air like knives, slicing deeper than they know. They think they hold the power, but the irony is lost on them. In their arrogance, they have mistaken my silence for submission. Little do they understand, it is a fortress, a bastion of strength built on the ruins of their scorn. Their laughter echoes through the empty halls of my mind, a symphony of dismissive jeers that once stung like venom. Each chuckle, each sneer, a reminder of the weight of their ignorance. They find comfort in numbers, in the cacophony of their camaraderie, but I stand alone, a solitary figure in a world that thrives on noise. In this solitude, I have found clarity. My silence speaks louder than their hollow words, resonating with a power they cannot fathom. While they revel in their mockery, I have learned to embrace the stillness. It has transformed from a perceived weakness into a weapon of my own design. In the quiet, I hear the whispers of my own thoughts, the deep echoes of my ambitions. I have become the storm brewing beneath the surface, unseen and unheard, yet ready to unleash chaos when the time is right. They believe they can drown me out, but I am the silence that devours all sound, the darkness that envelopes their every jest. How ironic it is that in their attempts to diminish me, they have only fueled my fire. They have crafted their own chains with their arrogance, binding themselves to a fate they cannot escape. Their laughter, once a weapon against me, now becomes a haunting melody of regret, a reminder of the strength they overlooked. They mock what they do not understand, and in their ignorance, they sow the seeds of their own downfall. The mockers, with their self-assured grins and hollow bravado, do not see the power of the quiet. They think strength resides in volume, but real power is found in the shadows, in the silence that follows the storm. They believe themselves to be the light, but I am the darkness that reveals their flaws, the silence that exposes their cowardice. Watch closely, for every sneer they cast, every laugh they unleash, draws me closer to my reckoning. The weight of their mockery is but a feather compared to the burden of my silence. It is in this solitude that I have learned the art of patience, the virtue of stillness. I am not broken, I am waiting, honing my strength like a blade sharpened in the dark. As I stand here, I can hear them whispering amongst themselves, their confidence wavering as the shadows stretch across the room. They do not yet realize the power of what they have dismissed. Silence is not a void, it is a canvas, waiting for the stroke of a master. I am that master, and soon I will paint a picture they cannot ignore. So let them laugh. Let them mock. In their folly, they are blind to the truth that silence carries. It is the loudest sound they cannot escape. In time, they will see, they will feel the weight of their own words, the echoes of their mockery bouncing back at them. And when that day comes, I will stand tall, a testament to the power of the dark, the strength found in solitude, and the justice that time will bring. Words left unsaid linger like ghosts in the corners of empty rooms, haunting the very fabric of existence. Each unspoken truth is a weight, a burden carried in silence, festering like an open wound beneath a thin veneer of bravado. The world may prattle on, but I know the gravity of silence. It holds a mirror to the soul, revealing the shadows of our deepest fears and regrets. Those who dismissed my silence as weakness have yet to grasp the power it possesses, the power of words unspoken that can crash like thunder against the walls of their delusions. There are moments, fleeting yet profound, where silence has spoken louder than any shout could ever hope to. Picture this, a room filled with laughter, where voices intertwine and dance in merriment. In that chaos, I stood still, a mere observer. They laughed at my stillness, but in that moment, my heart screamed louder than their laughter ever could. The weight of their ignorance pressed down on me, Yet I felt a strange comfort in knowing that my silence was a fortress, guarding the truths too dangerous for their ears. In the shadows of neglect and scorn, I found strength. Each sneer, every mocking glance, was a brick in the wall of my resilience. They believed their words cut deep, but it was their laughter that forged my resolve. Their arrogance became my armor, their disdain my fuel. I learned to embrace the darkness that surrounded me, to mold it into something beautiful, a solitude that nourished my spirit and carved a path through the wilderness of their derision. They now stand at the precipice of their own making, unaware that the very chains of mockery they forged bind them to a fate they cannot fathom. How deliciously ironic it is. The ones who once laughed at my silence are now entangled in their own cacophony of regret. They underestimate the power of consequence, blind to the fact that every action has its echo. Time is relentless, and it whispers truths that even the loudest voices cannot drown. Do they not see? The silence I carry within me is not an absence, but a presence, a force that reverberates through the air like a distant storm, gathering strength, waiting for the inevitable clash. Their laughter, once a sharp blade, now dulls with the weight of the truth they fear to confront. I am the specter of their reckoning, a reminder that mockery is but a fleeting comfort, an illusion that will shatter under the weight of accountability. The irony deepens as they face the consequences of their actions. Each time they dismiss the power of silence, they tighten the noose around their own necks. They are architects of their own demise, building castles on the shifting sands of arrogance. I watch as their false facade crumbles, the laughter fading to a whisper, replaced by the haunting echoes of what they have done. In their pursuit of dominance, they have overlooked the very truth I have embraced. Silence is a powerful ally, and it bears witness to the weight of our choices. So, let them scorn. Let them revel in their hubris for a little while longer. The silence I have nurtured will soon rise like a tide, washing over their arrogance, revealing the stark reality they have tried so hard to ignore. The weight of their unspoken words will bear down upon them, and when that moment arrives, they will understand the true nature of power. In the end, as they grapple with the consequences of their mockery, I will stand as a testament to the strength found in the depths of solitude. For it is here, in the shadows of neglect and scorn, that I have discovered the beauty of silence, a beauty that will one day demand its justice. Power, like a cruel jester, dances on the strings of arrogance, pulling the puppets of society into a frantic jig of mockery. Those who once reveled in their superiority now find themselves ensnared, caught in a web of their own making. They wielded their laughter like a sword, slicing through the air, believing it to be the ultimate weapon. Little did they know, their arrogance was merely a fragile facade, crumbling beneath the weight of their own ignorance. Isolation, my old friend, wraps around me like a cloak, thick and heavy, yet oddly comforting. In the shadows, I learned the language of solitude. It speaks not in words, but in the silence that fills the spaces between breaths. I watched as they stood tall, puffed with inflated egos, blind to the abyss that lay beneath their feet. They thought they held the reins, but every chuckle, every sneer, only tightened the chains that bound them. They will learn, as I have, that the grip of hubris is nothing but a mirage, an illusion easily shattered by the relentless passage of time. In their pursuit of power, they overlooked the very essence of control. They mistook mockery for strength, believing the laughter of the crowd was the applause of victory. But in truth, it was the sound of their downfall, echoing through the corridors of their minds. Each chuckle was a brick laid in the wall of their isolation, and now they are trapped within it, unable to escape the prison of their own creation. The irony is thick in the air, a bitter perfume that clings to their every move. The cycle of power and isolation spins on, a relentless will turning without mercy. They are too proud to acknowledge the cracks forming in their carefully constructed world. Each sneer they cast in my direction only serves to deepen their own despair. I stand as a monument to their folly, a reminder that true strength lies not in the sound of one's voice, but in the silence that follows. While they thought I was weak, I was gathering the strength to rise, to reclaim the narrative they sought to write for me. Their laughter has transformed into whispers of doubt, and I can hear the wails of their regret creeping in like a thief in the night. The moment they chose to mock my silence, they sealed their own fate. It is a cruel twist of destiny that they now grapple with the consequences of their arrogance. They are the architects of their own demise, building towers of delusion that now threaten to collapse around them. I watch with a smile as the foundations tremble, the walls begin to crack, and the echoes of their past reverberate through the air. The darkness they once feared has become their mirror, reflecting their failures and their scorn. I embraced it long ago, for in that darkness, I found clarity. I understood then that true power comes not from the noise we create, but from the silence we cultivate. The quiet moments, the pauses between breaths, hold the weight of our choices, and they now bear witness to the unraveling of their facade. As they stand amidst the ruins of their hubris, I can almost taste the bitter sweetness of justice in the air. It will come for them, as it always does, like a storm rolling in across the horizon. The silence that once served as my shield has now become a weapon, a force they cannot ignore. Their arrogance will crumble, their laughter will fade, and in its place, the haunting echoes of their own making will rise. In this dance of power and isolation, I have become the specter they cannot escape. I am the reminder of their choices, the embodiment of the consequences they now face. And as they flail in the darkness of their own creation, I will watch, knowing that the true reckoning is yet to come. They thought they could mock my silence, but now it is the loudest sound they cannot escape. In the depths of night, where shadows whisper secrets and the air hangs heavy with unspoken truths, I found my sanctuary. Darkness, often feared, wears the cloak of resilience, cradling the heart that beats against the tide of indifference. It is in this abyss, this void of light, that I unearth my strength. Each flicker of doubt that danced in the corners of my mind became fuel for a fire that would burn brightly in the face of adversity. To embrace the darkness is to understand its beauty, a beauty that blooms in solitude. It wraps around the soul like a comforting shroud, allowing the weary heart to breathe without the suffocating weight of judgment. In silence, I discovered the power of introspection, a journey inward where the echoes of mockery faded into mere whispers. Their laughter, once a cacophony of derision, transformed into a haunting melody that played in the background of my existence, reminding me of the strength forged in solitude. Every moment spent in the shadows became a lesson in resilience. I wandered through the alleys of my mind, collecting the shards of my identity like precious gems. Each cut, each scar, whispered tales of survival. The world outside may have crumbled under the weight of arrogance, but within me, a fortress rose, built on the foundation of solitude. I learned that true strength is not the roar of the crowd, but the quiet resolve that stirs in the depths of one's being. In that embrace of darkness, I found clarity. The world, with its blinding lights, often distracts from the truths that linger just beneath the surface. I no longer feared the silence, I welcomed it. It became my ally, a confidant that held my secrets and my strength. While they mocked my quietude, I was crafting a symphony of resilience, each note resonating with the power of unyielding self-awareness. There is a profound beauty in the acceptance of one's identity, a beauty that radiates from the depths of darkness. I stand as a testament to those who have been cast aside, who have been deemed unworthy by a society too quick to judge. My silence is not a void, it is a canvas upon which I paint the narratives of my existence. It tells the story of a soul that has weathered storms, that has danced in the rain of scorn, and emerged unbroken. As the world outside continues its chaotic dance, I find solace in the shadows. They may think they understand power, but true power lies in the ability to rise from the ashes of neglect. I have embraced my darkness, and in doing so, I have transformed it into a beacon of strength. The silence that once rendered me invisible now commands attention, a force that compels reflection and introspection. This journey through the dark has illuminated the paths of justice. The very silence they once dismissed is a harbinger of reckoning. The echoes of their laughter fade, replaced by the weight of their actions that now hang in the air like a fog. They will come to learn that the darkness I embraced is not merely a void, it is a mirror reflecting their own failures, their own hubris. As I stand here, cloaked in the shadows of my own making, I invite them to join me in this dance of understanding. Let them see that darkness is not something to fear, but a necessary companion on the road to self-discovery. In this embrace, I have found the strength to rise, to challenge the very foundations of their arrogance. The world may mock the silence, but it is in that silence that true power resides. And as they grapple with the repercussions of their choices, I will stand as a reminder that justice, like the darkness, waits patiently to reveal its beauty. It is not the absence of sound that holds significance, it is the profound impact of what remains unsaid. In the depths of silence, I have found my voice, and now it rings louder than any mockery ever could. In the echoing corridors of time, where choices linger like ghosts, I stand as a testament to the weight of silence. Each decision, a stone cast into the abyss, ripples outward, creating waves that crash upon the shores of our existence. The world spins on its axis, unaware of the consequences that lie in the shadows, waiting to unveil their haunting beauty. It is here, in this realm of reflection, that I challenge you to confront your own choices, to gaze into the mirror of your actions and witness the truth that stares back. Unspoken words cling to the air, heavy with the burden of what should have been said. They are the echoes of regret that reverberate through the hallways of your mind, whispering tales of missed opportunities and neglected truths. Think back, if you will, to moments when silence reigned, when a word left unvoiced could have altered the course of fate. Those fleeting seconds, where hesitation took the reins, birthed a silence so profound it carved deep scars into the fabric of your reality. The irony lies in the fact that those who once reveled in mockery now stand at the precipice of their own reckoning. Their laughter, once a weapon wielded with arrogance, has transformed into a haunting refrain that follows them like a shadow. Mocking the silent, they failed to see that their words were but fleeting sparks, while silence, in its quietude, forged an unbreakable bond with time. It is a cruel twist of fate that the very sound they scoffed at now returns to them, a cacophony of their own making, a relentless reminder of their hubris. Consider the moments you allowed others to dictate your voice, silencing the truths that begged to be spoken. How many times did you swallow your words, allowing fear to dictate your worth? In those instances, you cast aside your power, chaining yourself to the whims of those who sought to diminish your spirit. Yet, silence has its own language. It speaks volumes, conveying strength in the absence of sound. It becomes a force, a presence that looms large, demanding respect from those who once turned their backs. The consequences of neglect echo loudly in the chambers of the heart. The laughter that once rang out in derision transforms into the hollow sound of regret, a reminder of the lives intertwined in this dance of choices. Each action taken, each word left unspoken, builds a narrative that shapes the very essence of our being. You are the architect of your fate, and the foundation lies in the choices you have made, or failed to make. Look around you. The faces that once mocked now wear masks of discomfort, their arrogance stripped away by the relentless passage of time. In their eyes, you can see the flicker of realization, the dawning understanding that silence is not a void to be filled, it is a profound statement of existence. They are bound by the chains of their own making, shackled to the consequences of their actions, grappling with the weight of their own choices. As the anti-hero of this narrative, I stand not as a judge, but as a mirror reflecting the truth of your journey. The silence you once feared is now a beacon, illuminating the path of justice that lies ahead. It invites you to confront the shadows of your past and embrace the power that resides within the unspoken. Each moment of introspection becomes a stepping stone toward understanding the beauty of accountability. In the end, silence becomes a symphony of its own, a melody that resonates in the depths of your being. It teaches you that true power is found in the choices you make, in the words you dare to speak or leave unvoiced. Embrace the echoes of your past, for they are the whispers of your future. The journey through darkness reveals the profound impact of silence, a force that commands attention, urging you to reflect on the choices that shape your destiny. It is in this reflection that justice finds its voice, echoing through the corridors of time, a haunting beauty waiting to be unveiled. In the dim light of regret, shadows stretch across the faces of the mockers, their laughter now a haunting echo that reverberates in the hollow chambers of their minds. Once, they danced in the glow of superiority, believing themselves untouchable. Yet now, that very laughter gnaws at them like a relentless specter, a reminder of their own folly. They thought silence was a weakness. They thought their jeers would drown out the truth. But here we are, and the irony is as thick as the air they now struggle to breathe. The cacophony of regret is a symphony of their own making, each note striking a chord of despair. They wear the weight of their actions like a shroud, heavy and suffocating. What was once a triumphant chorus of mockery has devolved into a dissonant choir, where every laugh becomes a taunt, every jeer a reminder of their own shortcomings. The sounds of their derision have morphed into an endless loop, playing on repeat, a torment that seeps into their very essence. They are left to grapple with the reality that, for every cruel jest, silence stood as a witness, collecting the weight of their disdain. Regret, my friends, is a beast that feasts on the soul. It gnaws at the edges of their confidence, tearing at the fabric of their so-called superiority. They thought themselves above reproach, but now, the mirror reflects their vulnerability back at them. They are bound by the chains of their own arrogance, shackled by the very mockery they once wielded as a weapon. The silence they sought to belittle has become their prison, and the echoes of their laughter haunt them in the dead of night, a reminder of the bitterness they sowed. Consider this: the time it takes for consequences to unfurl can feel like an eternity. Each moment, an agonizing reminder of choices made in haste, of words left unsaid. Those who once reveled in the power of their tongues now stand before the haunting silence of their own making. They are trapped in a cacophony of regret, where the echoes of their past decisions ring louder than the voices of their present. I watch them, these architects of their own demise, as they stumble through the wreckage of their choices. Their laughter, once a beacon of cruelty, has become a veil of silence, a shroud that envelopes them in darkness. They thought they could mock me into submission, but in their hubris, they only forged a path to their own reckoning. The weight of their words, the sting of their laughter, has turned inward, consuming them from the inside out. What they failed to realize is that I am the harbinger of their reckoning, the one who stands at the crossroads of their choices. They are not just facing me, they are confronting the truth they so eagerly sought to bury. The silence they once scorned now bears witness to their downfall. It is the loudest sound they cannot escape, a constant reminder of their folly. Time, relentless and unforgiving, has a way of unraveling the tightly wound threads of arrogance. It reveals the truth hidden beneath layers of neglect and disdain. The laughter of yesterday becomes the whispers of today, echoing in the chambers of their minds. They are left to ponder the irony of their plight, trapped in a cycle of their own creation, bound by the very chains they forged in their moments of cruelty. As the echoes of regret ripple through the air, I urge you to listen closely. Let the haunting beauty of justice unfold before you, a testament to the power of silence. Embrace the darkness that surrounds you, for it is in that darkness that you will find your strength. The journey through regret may be arduous, but it is a path paved with the lessons of accountability. It is here that the true nature of power reveals itself, not in the laughter of mockery, but in the silence that follows, a silence filled with the weight of truth. In the theater of shadows, where laughter once ruled the stage, a different melody now emerges, one woven from the threads of justice and the echoes of truth. Here, in this haunting beauty, the anti-hero stands as a solitary figure, cloaked in the darkness that others fear. For it is in the depths of this darkness that the seeds of resilience are sown. The hollow laughter of yesterday fades, replaced by a silence that pulsates with power, a silence that rends the air like a knife, sharp and unyielding. Justice, a specter waiting patiently in the wings, reveals itself not with the fanfare of a conquering hero, but with the quiet certainty of time's passage. It creeps in like the tide, relentless and unstoppable, washing away the debris of arrogance and scorn. The mockers, once so sure of their dominion, now find themselves ensnared in a web of their own making. Each thread, a choice, each knot, a moment of cruelty they thought would go unpunished. But here we are, witnessing the unraveling of their facade, layer by layer. The beauty of truth is a double-edged sword. It cuts deeply, exposing the raw flesh of their deception. It lays bare the hypocrisy that once cloaked their laughter, revealing the frailty of their supposed superiority. As they shuffle through the remnants of their bravado, the realization dawns on them: silence was never their enemy. It was the quiet observer, the keeper of secrets that they so carelessly dismissed. Now, they stand naked in its presence, stripped of their armor, vulnerable against the chill of accountability. Each moment they spent mocking, every jeer that left their lips, has become a haunting refrain, a cacophony of their own regret. Their laughter, once a weapon, now echoes back to them like a ghostly chorus, reminding them of the harm they inflicted. They sought to diminish my silence, yet they underestimated its potency. What they thought was a void has transformed into an abyss, a dark abyss that now reflects the weight of their actions. In this realm of shadows, I find solace in the darkness. It is not a prison but a sanctuary, a place where the echoes of the past meld with the whispers of the future. Here, I embrace my identity, forged in the fires of neglect and scorn. It is a power that no amount of mockery can extinguish. The darkness has become my ally, a companion that fuels my resolve. With each step forward, I grow stronger, more aware of the beauty that lies within the chaos. Now, as I stand before you, I challenge you to reflect on your own choices. The silence that lingers after your words can be as profound as any declaration. It speaks volumes, revealing the truths you dare not confront. Embrace that silence, for it is a powerful ally in the face of a world that often demands noise over substance. The beauty of justice is not in its immediate revelation, but in its inevitable arrival. Let the haunting beauty of justice be your guide. It will unfurl like a flower in spring, slowly and deliberately, revealing the intricate petals of truth and accountability. The echoes of your past will not fade away, they will transform into lessons, guiding you toward a future where silence is not a weakness, but a formidable strength. The journey may be steep, but it is in that ascent that you will discover the true essence of power. In this world cloaked in darkness, find your light within the silence. Allow it to illuminate the path forward, a path paved with the remnants of your choices. The beauty of justice lies in its ability to transform, to reveal the truth hidden beneath layers of mockery and disdain. And remember, as the echoes of your laughter fade into the night, it is the silence that will remain, the loudest sound you cannot escape, a testament to the power of accountability. Embrace it and let it guide you. Share this message if you believe that true strength is forged in the darkness, where laughter once reigned but now gives way to the undeniable power of justice. Leave a comment about how a moment of silence transformed your perspective and led you to confront the harsh truths of your life. Subscribe for more thought-provoking insights from the shadows, where we embrace the beauty of resilience and the inevitability of accountability. Remember, in this world of chaos, it's the silence that speaks the loudest. Embrace it and let it guide your path.